Coming up, an official from the White House arrives in Taiwan for Tzu Chi's 50th birthday. 30 staff from DaAi TV prepare for a sign language musical performance. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dennis Wu. Starting today's program in Chile, Tzu Chi volunteers in the country responded to flooding in Conchalí by working together with local congressmen to give out blankets and mattresses. Our city representative to the country also came to show his concern on the day of distribution.
当那个音乐放出来的时候，虽然我感觉他们还是听不懂。
When they played music, I felt that despite not understanding the lyrics, they felt at ease because of the peaceful music and sign language performance. I thought that was amazing, and I'm deeply touched.
就好像有感受到一种安宁的力量。那我觉得这个非常神奇，让我觉得很感动这一点。
Tzu Chi volunteers have worked together with congressmen in Chile to carry out disaster relief before. Therefore, when heavy rains in the Andes caused flooding in Conchalí community of Santiago, they joined hands again to give out 350 blankets and 50 mattresses to the flood victims.
Moving on to Nepal, since last year's April earthquake, Tzu Chi has helped build 158 prefabricated classrooms for damaged schools, including Tribhuvan University's Pathum Multiple Campus and Kanya Mandir Higher Secondary School, which Tzu Chi also helped build toilets and find clean drinking water.
In Nepal a year ago, when Tribhuvan University's Pathum Multiple Campus was damaged by the major earthquake, students chose to study in the damaged school building because it was too hot and stuffy in the tents.
We are having a lot of problems, but our main problem is financial constraint. We don't have enough money to develop all these infrastructures, okay? And if Tzu Chi Foundation is very interested, okay, we welcome you, okay?
There are no classrooms for students, so we provided them with prefabricated classrooms. We provided several of them in the College of Liberal Arts and College of Letters and Science.
Then the prefabricated classrooms were completed in less than a month, sooner than the principal expected. A year later, the classrooms are still well ventilated and bright, exceeding everyone's expectations.
The students enjoy having classes in Tzu Chi's prefabricated classrooms. My classes go well, as the classroom is bright and well ventilated.
The prefabricated classes are very comfortable. There are classes in every classroom from morning till evening. The students enjoy their studies there.
Really, it's great, no, because all the students are very much glad. All the faculties are very much glad, and this house is very, very comfortable.
Building prefabricated classrooms is one of the most important Tzu Chi's mid to long-term aid programs in Nepal. Tzu Chi has helped students in the cities and mountain areas continue their studies safely. Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers have also helped Kanya Mandir Higher Secondary School, an all-girl high school, build simple toilets and find clean drinking water, in addition to building prefabricated classrooms.
Yes, it is me too.
More than 50 students, 50 kids suffering from this problem, and most of them have the problem of worms, different types of the.
After surveying, Tzu Chi volunteers discovered that disease is caused by unclean water. Therefore, they brought people to disinfect the water besides buying bottled water. In addition, they asked a charity organization to donate a water truck to provide drinking water.
संस्थाको अझ उत्तरोत्तर प्रगति र यसले चाहिँ अझै सहयोगका क्षेत्रहरू विस्तारित गर्दै
We hope to get more assistance so we can rebuild school facilities following our previous successful experience.
With love, Tzu Chi volunteers have helped students continue their studies and see hope in reconstructing their schools.
Returning to Taiwan, April 30th marked Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary. One special guest for the event was American David Myers, who directs the White House Office of the Faith-Based and Neighborhood Partnerships. Mr. Myers is also a senior advisor to the head of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. We now join him as he was giving a tour of Tzu Chi's facilities in Taipei.
At the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital, David Myers met with physicians and foreign interns. He remarked that this visit gave him a different impression about how to care for the sick.
The availability of the music from all the volunteers and how the patients and the people that use the hospital can become a part of a community. It's not just a hospital, but it's also a community. All these things tell me just how much thought and care and commitment and love has been put into the medical community of Tzu Chi.
Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm David Myers. Thank you for joining us.
Standing at the anchor's desk, ready to deliver a story, is an experience that Myers has never had before. When he took office in 2009, forest fires in California allowed him to become aware of Tzu Chi volunteers in the U.S. He personally is quite active in promoting community-based volunteer service.
Whenever there's a disaster and emergency, and Tzu Chi, along with other national VOAD members, are there, absolutely, we will be cooperating. So everywhere this theme of love and compassion keeps coming through, and that it's the basis of everything that the volunteers do.
A mutual interest in love and compassion has brought this visitor from far away, with the promise of becoming more effective in helping communities in need.
Yunhai Elementary School has the distinction of being the primary school sitting at the highest elevation in New Taipei City's Siding. We now visit the school and learn how it attracts students with its innovative programs.
Upstream of the Feicui Reservoir is the beautiful Qingdao Lake, which is only 5 kilometers away from Yunhai Elementary School, which has the distinction of being New Taipei City's primary school set at the highest elevation. Playing the recorder and drums are yet another specialty of these students, attending this school high up in the mountains.
This gives them more confidence and allows them to learn more about interpersonal relationships here, as well as group activities.
Shoveling dirt, weeding, and other activities are all carried out by these children. This primary school is the only one near the shores of the Feicui Reservoir and has just 33 students.
Because of the Feicui Reservoir, there are no employment opportunities for young people here, so they have to leave their homes to find work. For this reason, there are fewer and fewer children here.
Since the reservoir was built, development in the area has been limited, with an outflow of population leading schools to face a crisis. The neighboring Yong'an Elementary is covered with vegetation and has been closed for more than a decade.
At that time, almost each class had a dozen students, and at its largest, there were more than 100 students here. But because this area doesn't permit any development, so when we were younger, we had to go elsewhere to live and work.
Now that Lin has returned with his daughter, the girl takes a bus subsidized by the new Taipei City Education Department to get to Yunhai Elementary.
Before, at the Dengong Elementary School, there was more homework. Here, the teachers give a little less.
Children at this rural school get less cultural stimulation and have less access to learning resources. For this reason, teachers need to better understand each student's learning status and progress to give them necessary assistance.
First, we take a look and see their level and where they are deficient, and then we try to strengthen their weaknesses.
When this 4th grade student, Gao Chaoyuan, enrolled, she was the only student in her class.
With classmates, you have more to talk about. When I was alone, I didn't make many friends.
In the past 4 years, 7 new students have been added to her class, thanks to the school's creative educational programs that have been attracting students from other areas. School data shows that local Xiding students account for just 1/3 of this class, with others coming from Tucheng, Pingling, Shenkeng, and other areas. Using this natural environment to teach students allows them to learn outside of the textbook and cultivate valuable skills that they can use later in life.
Tzu Chi's Teachers Association was established 24 years ago, hoping to improve the quality of education in Taiwan. Besides addressing current events, its members have also published supplementary materials that promote character education and impart lessons on life's beauty. Here's more about the association.
吸收干净，桌上没有任何东西，好不好？
Once she enters her classroom, Chen Yingzi cannot help but start nagging at her students, for she has high expectation of them as parents would on their children.
Originally, a student once said having me as a teacher would be troublesome because I teach Jing's aphorisms and want my students to actualize them in life. But once the student went to a higher grade, he told his siblings that it would be better for me to be their teacher because I would teach them good moral values.
At first, students may think Chen to be a very strict teacher, but in time they all learn to appreciate the meaning behind her demands.
Squeeze it into a ball, quickly. See who can make the smallest ball. It's very easy to crunch it, right?
This is not a handicraft class, but a class on saying no to drugs. The crushed aluminum foil symbolizes a brain damaged by drug abuse. Even when it is laid off flat again, the damage is already done.
This is what a healthy brain looks like. But once a person takes drugs, the brain becomes uneven, just like a crunched foil. Do you think this uneven surface is repairable? No, it isn't.
Chen thoughtfully prepared props that can help his students understand today's lesson easily. Such thoughtfulness comes from her devotion to education. The 61-year-old teacher is a member of Tzu Chi Teachers Association and also the first batch of educators to pass the association's certification in 2000. In class, she incorporates current events into the curriculum, especially focusing on the problem of increasing drug abuse in schools.
We often think that if we don't use drugs, then we won't have a problem. However, that is wrong. Drugs can be found anywhere and everywhere.
According to the Ministry of Education, in 2012, the number of underage drug addicts was 2,432 people. Though the figure decreased by 2014, it was still 1,700 people.
Once in an elementary school somewhere in Geelong, a group of students was found absent from class, was found screaming and acting weird on the track field. Apparently, one of the children's parents were drug users, so he brought some to show off at school. As the children were curious, they each took some.
This case demonstrates that drugs are indeed infiltrating into Taiwan schools, which makes anti-drug education ever more important. To complement Taiwan's education and address current social problems, members of Tzu Chi Teachers Association, who are also responsible for textbook editing, have published a series of supplementary materials. The first of these books, published in 1999, targeted character education. In 2009, books were published to address drug abuse and food scandals. In 2015, a book was published to promote food safety.
We have put together a book that addresses food safety. We teach children where these beverages come from, and that originally they had no fragrance. They only smell good because of additives.
I believe that these teachers from Tzu Chi's Teachers Association have brought innovations to teaching. They use a more lively and interactive way to pass on the knowledge in class.
The history of the association can be traced back to a conversation with a taxi driver in October of 1990.
The driver said he was beaten constantly by his teachers since young and that they were horrible. I said, they were teachers of the past. He said, no, teachers of today haven't changed a bit. They invested in stocks and gambled.
An elementary school teacher then, Chen Meiyi, who is also a Tzu Chi volunteer, decided to gather all teachers in a charity together to form the Teachers Association.
如果不是那个计程车司机的刺激， If
it wasn't for what the taxi driver had said, perhaps we would not have such an urge to assemble all the teachers together.
把更多的老师召集起来。
On July 23, 1992, the Tzu Chi Teachers Association was formally established, with over 1,000 teachers attending the inauguration ceremony. For the next 24 years, the association invested its efforts in providing better education.
我们就是为了现在的社会教育有问题，所以我们在一起，希望大家奉献我们的精神与力量。
As time changes, social problems continue to impact the young in many ways. The Tzu Chi Teachers Association will continue to adjust its curriculum to address these issues to protect these young minds. Here at Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center, 30 staff members traveled to Hualien's Jinsi Hall to offer a performance in honor of Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary. We check out their practice sessions before the main event.
With arms outstretched and solemn expressions, these staff members at Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center are putting their heart into the rehearsals. For them, spreading information about Tzu Chi is a part of their job. Except this time, they will be on stage and using their hearts and bodies to convey the story.
We really want our movements to complement the historical images, and so when we approach it this way and set our minds to do that, then the motions actually aren't that difficult.
We are presenting Tzu Chi's early days. Through pictures and body movements, we are conveying Buddhist teachings.
These colleagues have been using their spare time to practice diligently, with some volunteers coming from Taoyuan to Guangdu just to accompany them.
As I've been accompanying them with practice, I think they react quickly. It may be because they all work closely with art and entertainment, so this ties in well.
Compared to last year's blessing ceremony performance of the lotus flower, this is a lot less demanding. But generally, we don't exercise enough. So after just a bit of practice, we start to sweat.
Compared to the past performance of the Sutra of Immeasurable Meaning, this performance will be more lively. Everyone is putting in all their heart and effort to make sure that Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary celebration will be a great success.
To give the audience a complete view of all the celebratory events occurring at 9 locations on Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary, the DaAi TV staff have been busy preparing for the live broadcast. Staff at DaAi TV Signal Center have also trained volunteers in Taoyuan to help send a broadcast feed.
Many people are busy at work as DaAi TV Signal Center is preparing to receive the live broadcast from all celebratory events being held on Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary.
The broadcast will be sent to Hualien through satellite, fiber optic cable, and network signals.
Celebratory events from 9 places will be broadcasted live, with Hualien's Jinsi Hall being the main location. Reporters will also be reporting live from the Jinsi Hall in Banqiao, Sanchong, Taoyuan, Taichung, Zhanghua, Kaohsiung, and Pingdong, as well as the Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center.
Without a prompter, reporters are put to the test as they do live stand-up reports. A successful live broadcast also relies on those working behind the scenes, managing different tasks.
Raising the antenna and connecting with the TV station ensures that all feeds will be well transmitted.
If there is no place for satellite reception, we will transmit the signals using our DaAi TV SNG trucks.
Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers in Taoyuan are also learning to help with the broadcast on the 50th anniversary of Tzu Chi.
The DaAi TV staff does most of the work and we just play the music. I'm grateful that the DaAi TV staff has taught us about signal transmission and help us learn.
Gearing up to broadcast live performances of sutra adaptations at 9 locations, the hard work of everyone will ensure the programs on Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary will be quite enjoyable and remembered by everyone.
To mark the 50th anniversary of Tzu Chi, many of the Tzu Chi family from across Taiwan and from around the world made the journey back to their spiritual home of Hualien's Jingsi abode. The abode has prepared a commemorative charm that will confer the blessings of the occasion on each of the visitors.
For Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary, to welcome the many volunteers and extended Tzu Chi family who will be visiting the Jingsi abode in Hualien, these special commemorative charms have been prepared and will be given to visitors along with a special box of peach buns.
We designed this especially for the occasion. On one side there is a bell, and on the opposite side is a drum. At the Buddhist monastery there are bells in the morning and drums at dusk. We hope this will encourage people to better themselves. But it really means much more than that. We hope that people will really understand that self-cultivation of one's heart is a never-ending task.
The charm is also decorated with a single pearl bead. The idea came from a story of the 500 disciples who were each given an item to remember their master, so that as long as they carried it, they would remember his teachings.
I hope that each person can find a pearl of wisdom in themselves. When we hear the Dharma and successfully understand, then we carry the Dharma with us. It confers blessings and this wisdom for the mind and body alike.
Behind the scenes, volunteers and venerable masters at the Jingsi abode are working on a tight schedule, boxing up peach buns representing longevity and then tying on the commemorative charms. Things have to be finished soon for all the visitors that are arriving for the important occasion.
To accommodate all the Tzu Chi volunteers, domestic or abroad, who travel to Hualien for the charity's 50th anniversary celebration, those who have returned early helped ready the Hualien Jingsi Hall. Here's more.
These 50 volunteers have come from China to the Jingsi abode in Hualien, Taiwan. After putting away their luggage, they gather to discuss the division of work responsibilities.
I want to thank everyone today for coming to help. First, we need to take care of the bedding, and there are a few other specific tasks to take care of.
Tzu Chi volunteers from all over the world are on their way to Hualien, Taiwan. To prepare accommodation for the high number of visitors, some extra hands were needed. Thankfully, these volunteers came to answer the call.
Every time I've come here, they've been so accommodating and shown me so much love. So I wanted to do what I could to pay back the kindness.
The dormitories inside the Jingsi Hall can accommodate over 1,000 people. These volunteers are quick and effective as they go about their work.
Since we are all living abroad, we really get a strong sense of love here when we visit. It's a warm feeling to come back here now.
You know, we're all family here. In a family, people share everything. So for things like housework, of course we'll work together to get them done.
With no distinction between country or background, the Tzu Chi family here is excited for the 50th anniversary celebration and the chance to share their love and gratitude.
Within the past few days, some 600 Tzu Chi volunteers from 19 countries have returned to Taiwan to partake in a musical presentation at Hualien's Jingsi Hall, which marks the charity's 50th anniversary. We join them at the end of today's program. This is Dennis Wu signing off. Goodbye.